Welcome to Cooperville.
What's happening? Yeah. What up, Joe? Triple devil horns. I like the way you roll. It is Cooperville Live. It is Monday. Winter is upon us. Not really. It's always that first snowfall of the year. You're like, wait, what? Like, what's happening? Everybody forgets how to drive. It's amazing. But yes, we had our first snowfall. Halfway through the month of November. Tick-tock, round the clock, next week, on Thanksgiving. I hope you all are well. Thanksgiving next week, man. Where has the time gone? Where has this year gone? Well, alas, here we are. 15 days into the month of November. Closing in on the end of a quite interesting 2021. Reminds me of the good old days back in 2020. Oh, man. Wild things happening. Wild things. Let's bounce over here. Thank these fine folks. Cooperville Clothing, and we're going to talk about it today. We have changes brewing. We have one of these. And not Little Shop of Horrors, no. Emerge. We're having a merge. Long discussions. Things are happening, and we'll talk about it. Meshing. It's a meshing. Hello, mother. I love from California. So while you can, how about I'll put it that. While you can, check out CoopervilleClothing.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff. A lot of this stuff will not be available for long. I will tell you that. So get it while you can. Whether it's tees, whether it's hoodies, hats, whatever you're into, whatever your jam is. Maybe it's a tacos shirt. Do you at CoopervilleClothing.com. Captain Coop's Beard Company, I will tell you, is about to undergo a major expansion. New products, old products coming back into stock, new apparel, a whole revelation in the Captain Coop's lifestyle is about to happen. So really excited about it. We'll talk more about it on the program today as we come back over here. Meshing. Yes, we are meshing. Also, included in all of this is a change to this show, to this program, and where we go moving forward. Obviously, we're approaching the holiday season, as I talked about, with Thanksgiving coming up next week, and then everything kind of goes into like a weird cluster. It's the end of November. You start getting into December. Everybody's got weird weeks. Like, Joe, what's your work schedule like in December? You still just doing the 4-day, 4/12s or whatever you work? But with holidays, like, people take extra days off, throw in a bunch of like used vacation days for the rest of the year. So it tends to get a little off balance. So after long discussions, we figured like this would be an opportune time to make any adjustments that we saw fit with the show, with the apparel company, with Captain Coops. So we've 4 9s and a 4 on Friday. Ain't bad, man. Ain't bad at all. Work is good. So we have some changes coming to this program. We haven't like quite decided what the show is going to look like in its entirety. There will still be a show. It will be renamed, rebranded. It will be kind of, I don't want to say overhauled, because we're still going to talk and we're still going to have live interaction like this. We're going to get back to getting guests on, but it's really going to take on kind of this like a lifestyle show. And what that lifestyle is kind of based on interpretation. But it's going to be a lot more about getting out and experiencing life and doing things that make you happy and that make the people around you happy. So it's going to be a lifestyle-based program. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff with a bunch of cool people. And we're going to venture more into the, I want to call it off-the-grid living, but a little more into that finding yourself in nature, finding yourself in new experiences, new locations. I think when you travel as much as I have, and I wasn't much of a traveler up until this past year, but having been to, I couldn't even give you an exact count of how many states that I've traveled in 2021, but it's more than I ever had before. Whether it was just driving through a state or spending some time in a state, I mean, everywhere from Florida earlier this year for a vacation to obviously Epic Willie's Adventure, where we traveled from Wisconsin to Minnesota to Iowa down to Missouri, and Missouri all the way over to Oregon. And then just a couple weeks ago, going out to Vegas, and then the return trip taking us Vegas further southwest to New Mexico, and then back up through Texas, Oklahoma, and just being able to really a good chance to see a real good section of the country. I feel like the East Coast is a little neglected, but we'll I'm sure that will change in the coming year or so. So the show is going to take on a kind of a different thing. We're going to get really back into to the podcast aspect of it. As a lot of you know, we've kind of placed this in kind of a YouTube video setting where it lives and exists and breathes forever on YouTube. We'll still have that element on the new show, but really getting back into the podcasting, the audio version of it, though still will be video. A lot of changes, though, but really kind of falling all underneath the umbrella of Captain Coops, as when that brand was originally launched. Not only was it obviously for, the Beardos of the world, but when you think about the way that pirates, at least in the encapsulated vantage point of movies and books and things of the nature, it really is all about this living life on your own terms. And so with the brand of that, having that kind of message with our beard products, the new products that we're launching over the next couple of weeks, which we're super excited about, venturing off into some new areas outside of just beautiful men's facial hair. We're getting into some women-based products, into some couple-based products, and a whole bunch of other tattoo-based things. So we have a lot of cool things that we're just finishing up some R&D on, and then we'll move into production, and then we'll obviously be available to the public. But when it came down to all of the things that were going on in this kind of live life on your own terms thing, there was just a lot. And that was a realization that I had. That was a realization that Nick had, that we just have all of these things going on with Captain Coops, with with Max Built, with Epic, with the clothing company, with the production company, with the show, with the radio show. It's like there's just a lot. And to try to be able to compartmentalize all of the different elements of it, we thought, well, we could take basically 3 of them, 3.5, and streamline them into one entity. And that's what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. Well, Captain Coops will kind of overtake Cooperville Clothing. So a lot of the items that you have seen available on Cooperville Clothing will become available through Captain Coops. We're going to rebrand some of the T-shirts and some of the things like that. Give it more of an attitude, more of an edge, more of that live life on your own terms kind of vibe to it. So look for that merger, that meshing, as Joe so eloquently put it, that meshing to be happening in the next couple of weeks. And the expansion, obviously, of our product line. And then also the show kind of being rebranded under the Captain Coops umbrella as well. We haven't quite titled it yet. We're working on a couple different things, but everything will all be kind of in one ball. Well, some of it will be in one ball. But it will take out the 5 or 6 different social medias that we have to manage. It'll take out 6 or 7 different website backends that we have to manage, and all the intricate systems that we have behind the scenes for all of those products. So just have one space, one Instagram, one Facebook, one website, one place to go shopping for all of our stuff, and it will all kind of be live in one existence. So that is what's coming up in the next couple of weeks / months, as we're also going to be traveling to Florida for the month of January. So we wanted to make sure that we had kind of all of the things, all the pieces in place and in order for that trip to really be able to manage our time as best we can. Because that's one of the things that you realize when you are an entrepreneur, or you're a business owner, or you have interests that lie in outside of your frame of work, is that your time becomes of an incredible value, and how you spend that time becomes incredibly valuable as well. We like to obviously do a lot of work-related stuff. We happen to have some work-related things that are pretty cool jobs. But when you do things, you really want to make sure that you're in those moments and present. And when you're trying to manage and oversee 7 or 8 different entities, it gets to be a little, you can never really be present. Like, when we relax, we relax to the max. When we go all out and work out, we do that to the max. And when we work to the max. But when you have a lot of overlying entities that need to be able to, that don't coincide really well with each other, we try to find a better way to manage it all, and that's what we're going to be doing. It is pretty cool, Joe, that we get to do all of these things. It is not without struggle. It is not without tireless nights and anxiety and all the stresses that go along that everybody has. We were fortunate enough to have a product that people enjoy with Captain Coops. I think when you have even a minute amount of success like we had with the beard brand, is you do get confident that we can launch an apparel company. I mean, it's easy enough to manage this beard stuff. We can manage this apparel company as well, and we can also do the production company. We have some more projects coming up with that as well. But it's when you start compounding these things, nothing really gets your entire focus when it's that time to be focusing on that particular product or entity or business. So we thought if we could just mesh as many of them together, that made sense. The show makes sense to talk about lifestyle. We talk about that a lot. Joe, you're a part of this. We talk about, our frame of mind, our vantage points, the way that we see things, the way that we like to experience life, the way that we should be experiencing life, ways to go about doing those. And so I think putting this under that Captain Coops brand and watching a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean in the last couple of days too to get inspired, really decided that Captain Coops is going to be kind of our one umbrella company that everything else kind of flows into and upward into. So even if you're not bearded, though, that's I think one of the bigger things that I've been working on is that when you deal in beard care, the portion of the pie is a pirate's life for me. I love it. The portion of the pie that you can go after when you talk about a customer base is going to be very small, because you're really only talking to dudes that have beards and dudes that want to have beards and dudes that, those are pretty much the 2 groups. and also like females that want to buy things for their significant others. And as much as we cater to them and our products are specifically designed for them, we thought, well, there's other things that we have the capabilities of producing that could expand that particular line. And our first step in that process that also ties into the Captain Coop's brand is a tattoo product that will help brighten and heal tattoos. As someone who's had mine for many a moon, I think it's been like 20 years, something ridiculous. It's a long time, but you want to be able, once you make that investment, you want to be able to make sure they're protected, and when you show them off, that they look good, that they don't fade and stuff like that. So that was one of our even right after the beard stuff came out, was like, we need to develop this tattoo balm. We're really close to nailing that product, so that'll be coming out. Nick got involved and is really interested in kind of that that female line of body oils and body butters and lotions and things like that, things that females use endlessly on a day-to-day basis. So we're launching some products along those lines as well, and other surprise things that will be coming. If you follow us on socials, you saw that Tortuga is coming soon, and soon we will tell you exactly what Tortuga is, what kind of product that is, and it's just a whole new ball game. Love to do the beer thing, but have to wear respirators at work. Dude, I totally get it. Like there was a window in time when I several years ago, when becoming a volunteer firefighter had sparked my interest, and I was like, you can't be rocking the beard when you have to wear a respirator and go in to fight fires. So it didn't quite. CBD. Hey, aren't you supposed to be Are you supposed to be like relaxing somewhere in your contour? CBD. We're getting into the CBD industry, but a lot of our products will be CBD infused. So the benefits from that are going to be exponential. So we're excited to be venturing into that world. And who knows? I mean, this is, once we get this kind of round of new products launch and really test the market with them, which we have done, and Nick's done a great job of getting some of the things that we've had into people's hands and be able to test them out. The feedback has been astronomical, so we're super excited about what we have. But I think what it does is it sets us up to really have a vantage point of don't listen to me. She doesn't. But I think it gives us a really good vantage point to be able to see what's working and what's not, and what else we can expand into, because we're super excited about these products, and a reinvestment in the beard line, and some really cool new marketing things that we're going to be working on, including the kind of the rebranding of this program, and Cooperville Clothing kind of taking on more of that vibe, that style, and who knows, as long as it all kind of coincides and coexists with one another, we're really jazzed about where it can go, being more streamlined, less complex, less things to kind of watch over. Because when shit happens, and this is just life. When shit happens, when other opportunities come, and you have to focus on those opportunities because they're in front of you at the time, other things are just by default going to take a back seat, and it's not fair to that product, it's not fair to that entity, it's not fair to that business. So we really took, I think, a solid look at where we were at with all of the things, and had quality conversation. Would you say, Nick? Thank you. Quality conversation about where things were at and where they were going to be moving forward. And we had some great meetings with our friends at Everything Hemp up in Bloomer. Those guys and gals do a fantastic job of what they do. So we're super excited to be working with them and their intimate knowledge of all the products and the ideas that we have. Nicole or myself can come up with an idea, and these guys can kind of, be like, here's what will make what your idea, this will flesh it out and make it a product that actually works. So really excited to be working with them and to expand on the Captain Coop's brand and the lifestyle brand and things like that. So we will see where it takes us into 2022. And I think maybe that's our. Can we use then our Florida trip as a business write-off if we're going down there we gotta find some really oceany places to take marketing photos of our product. Can we write that off? Where's our tax guy? Dennis, get on here and let us know if we can use this trip as a tax write-off for the month of January. Business, we're talking shop. In that case, I can write off all my trips this year, I think. See? Technically, yes. I think there's something we should need to start thinking in that realm. Like everything is a business expense. Our trips to Bloomer, to the lab, that's mileage, man. Right? I think so. We should get Dennis on here one time. He'd be great to have as a guest on the show. Shout out to Dennis Hunt. Our dudeski. But no, so a lot of exciting changes. You're right, Joe. We're going to be up there tomorrow. We're back up there. Tomorrow afternoon, we're having a meeting up there in the afternoon. So maybe we'll have to hit up the old Bloomer Brewery. Did they just have beer there? Is it just beer, or do they have anything else? Do they have food? I think they have food there too. I don't know. One of these times. Closed on, of course they're closed on Tuesdays. Anytime we talk about Captain Coop's, they have food too? Okay, so they're closed on Tuesday. So after next meeting we have that's not on a Tuesday, we'll make our way to the brewery over there. They do have food. Well, we need to start making more copious notes about all the times that we talk about the Coops, about Captain Coops. But no, and I'm really super blessed to be able to work with Nick on all this stuff, because she's got obviously a vision of her own, but still understands the brand and the vibe and where we're moving forward to with it, and believes in it. So it's super cool to be able to have a project like this that kind of started on a whim. I believe I just saw it was almost exactly 2 years ago when we got our LLC as Captain Coops, and it's it was an interesting ride for the first 2 years of the business, with opening up and trying to really specifically focus on marketing to salons and barbershops, and then they all got shut down for 6 to 8 months. Some closed down forever, and but getting back into real focus on those relationships and expanding the products that we have to them as well. So a lot of cool stuff going on in the world of Cooperville, which will be, I would say, we're not going to turn Cooperville into a ghost town, but a lot of the things will be more centrally focused on Captain Coops and the brand and the lifestyle, because hashtag it's a lifestyle, bro, as my buddy Pat Peterson would say. It's a lifestyle, bro. That actually was one of the ideas for the show title, was It's a Lifestyle Podcast. So all those things are coming up, but just wanted to jump on and get you all down with what's happening. So in case, like last week, we was gone, went up to the UP in Michigan for another little adventure, and then so we didn't have a show on Wednesday or Thursday. But we're going to get back into figure out what the schedule is going to be like, and be able to do some live stuff, be able to do some recorded stuff, some pre-recorded video things. So we're really throwing everything into a wall and see what sticks best and see what's going to work best for for our schedules and for everybody else as well. So we shall see. But until then, we did get a quarter of a cow, which is really exciting. These are the things that excite us when we get to a certain age, is a freezer full of meat. So we have a giant chuck roast in the crock pot, which I can smell from down here in the studio. So we're going to enjoy that, and we'll be back on Wednesday talking more about the expansion and some other topics. So until then, hit the links. I know, I'm excited. It's been smelling this way since we got home. Peace! Still continue to follow us on all the socials. We may be rebranding some of their titles, but we'll still be those pages in the future. Until then, bye-bye. Posted you shall be, Joe. Posted you shall be. Peace.